All right, I'm going to show you how you can close pretty much any client just by not caring whether or not they buy from you. And I know that sounds stupid. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it literally takes like 10 minutes to explain. So if you have something better to do, if you don't want to unlock a way to basically close any type of sales call that you're on, and also just please use this within ethical boundaries, because this strategy is just so powerful that if you're just selling some shitty service, then that's not very ethical. So let me just explain what I mean by that. So the more you try to persuade a prospect to buy from you, the more you're going to push them away. And the less you care whether or not they buy from you, that just shows that you have abundance, that you have more calls coming up, that you know your product is actually good, and then people actually want it. So always keep this in mind when you're doing any type of sales calls. And again, just for efficacy's sake, don't do this when you have a shitty product. Go ahead and fix that first before employing this. But now, even though you might be doing this strategy, you still could get hit with a nasty objection. So I'm here to show you how you can combat this in a nonchalant way. Nobody in the market is speaking about this. This is not an NEPQ type questionnaire. This is not 15 tips on sales. This is what actually is working for me, doing multiple six figures a month. So I'm here to pull back the curtain on what is actually working today on prospects, because obviously, you know, you've been on sales calls. The market has matured. You're not going to get away with your little 3-4 questionnaire asking how much you're making, where do you want to be in the next 5 years, because nobody really gives a shit. They heard that 15 times that week. So let's go. So most common sales objections. Number one, I need to talk to my partner, business partner. How do you answer this objection? It very well depends. So I'm going to show you all the type of objections that you can come across even using this strategy, and I'm going to show you how you can prevent it as well as just defeat it. So if it's in your power, make sure you prevent this in the first place. So always confirm all decision makers are on the call to be upfront. So if you want to close them upfront, just make sure they're always there, right? So you might have had a discovery call and your sales process is preferably a one call close. You kind of have fucked up if none of the decision makers are on the call, but they like what you're doing, right? So this just doesn't make sense. So if you find with 2 call closes, if you're selling super high ticket, which you should be, then this doesn't really matter. But if it's a smoke screen, meaning this is really just to avoid the big question that you don't want them pitched, they might say, then you might ask them like, all right, I totally understand, but just so you know, this is simply the case of needing approval, or do you have some doubts yourself, right? If no doubts, then continue to the next step, right, of actually closing them. But if it's like a genuine concern, they're going to let you know right there and there. So they're going to give you the concern, which just gives you a better negotiation angle. So you could just say at that point, like, hey, that makes complete sense, right? Just so we lock in this pricing for you, would you be open to placing a fully refundable deposit today? And then we can schedule a follow-up with your partner so we can finalize everything. Would that make sense, right? And then obviously at that point, if you know what you're selling is actually genuinely going to help them and they're convinced that it will be, then it wouldn't really make sense to not lock in the price so they can get their refundable deposit, even if their business partner just doesn't agree, right? Worst case scenario, you refund them, but you already charged them essentially, so they're kind of halfway committed. And then on the next call, you can just go more about it. So pretty simple, very common. Next is, can I speak with some of your clients? Now, the biggest problem I see with people having this is they don't have clients, right? And that's sort of just a sad reality is, no, you cannot speak because if you don't have clients, then no. But even if you have clients, and what we do as well is we always try to combat this, because it doesn't really make sense for us to bother our clients, even though, you know, they might say some amazing stuff about this, but just based on data alone, we conducted that 9 out of 10 people, even given a really solid referral by a current client in their industry, in their niche, they're not going to buy, because the people who need referrals, testimonials, are the people who are very slow paced. They're very risk averse. They don't know what they're doing, and they always want to make sure there's an upside for them, which is fine, but you gotta take some risks. And the best clients that you want to work with are the ones that are going like, hey, I've wired you the money, let's go, right? And that's it. It's not the people who want to pay you the least. It's not the people who want to speak with every single one of your clients, because you could send them all of that information and they're still not going to buy from you. So you could basically, to prevent this, just send them testimonials and case studies on the call. And one of our ways to prevent this is just like, hey, honestly, we have hundreds of case studies and we've been asked this so many times that we have dedicated page for this. So if you want to go over the results, just feel free to go. So I can send it over right now if you want to take a look while I grab a coffee or while I grab a bottle of water, right? But you could say something like, that's a great question. I completely understand where you're coming from, but due to the competitive nature of our industry, we keep our clients' information private, but to ensure you feel comfortable, we have a dedicated testimonial page with results from hundreds of clients, right? That makes sense, right? It makes sense. And also, we're not lying. Like, this is pure data. If you want to, you can feel free to send testimonials, referrals. You'll see the same results that we did. So, there is another rebuttal for this if you want to keep this in mind. All right, next is, what's your guarantee? If you have one, mention it. If you don't have one, don't mention it. Just don't make sure you suck their toes and kiss their ass if you want to sign them no matter what, because they're going to feel that. Your energy is going to be off and you're just going to come off desperate, right? So prevent this. Just make sure they know that, there is a guarantee and there's some like risk reversal. So position that as like an additional layer of security for them to buy, but not the primary reason, right? So that's what I mean. So great question. The first guarantee is that, if you don't make a change, blah, 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 like this is sort of a corny question. Corny answer as well to it. So however, like we also have a formal guarantee. You can insert your guarantee here. That means as long as you implement what we teach, you will see results. Or if it's a done for you guarantee, we guarantee you XYZ. So next, I don't make decisions on the spot. Okay, prevent this. Make sure you set the expectation that decisions are required at the end of the call. But again, you don't want to force people into a decision if they don't want to. Most likely you have fucked up your job of doing the actual convincing or just the positioning of your offer if they're not ready to buy it, because it should seem a no-brainer no matter what. I totally respect that, but after 45 minutes of diving deep into your business, uncovering your challenges and finding solution, do you feel like this is the right next step for you? If yes, the real question isn't about making a decision on the spot. It's about you committing to actually solving this problem today, right? So it's a very nice way to put it, but even then they could still bullshit you. That just means you kind of messed up the sales score right there. That's fine. That happens, right? 5, can I have time to think about it? The prevention, again, make sure there's a time incentive reason for them to take action right now. You have limited spots available, but don't bullshit them. Like if you have an ebook, don't say like, we have only 5 ebooks left, because nobody's going to believe you. And if they hear some shit like this, they're just going to run the other way. But, if there's a real way for you to make it time sensitive, then make sure you mention that. All right, for rebuttal on this, absolutely. Let me take a cup of coffee for a few minutes and then you can decide. I've seen some people with this style manage really well. And I've also seen most people fuck up, and by the time they come back with like their bottle of water, coffee, whatever, the prospect has left the call. So, if you're not an A-type personality, I am not. This doesn't work with me. Some people it does. Feel free to use it. Or you could say something like, completely understand. What specifically is holding you back from, fixing your problem today, right? And next is, I can afford it. Very close to number 1 spot here in terms of like most common. Prevention, you can anchor your price against the cost of inaction, or just always like you gotta make it make sense for them in terms of like an ROI. If they don't see an ROI, then they're not gonna buy. So we could just painstakingly paint the ROI. Like, hey, you're gonna pay 1K. The worst is you're gonna see your money back times 2, right? Like that's the worst situation, right? Something like this. And if your offer is not capable of doing that, go back to the drawing boards, right? So you can say something like, I hear you and I totally get it, but let me ask you, if the investment helped you generate specific ROI, would it be worth it? Right now, the real cost is in the investment itself, is staying stuck where you are. And nobody really wants to hear like, oh, if you don't implement this, 6 months down the line, you could have made an extra 20K MMR and you lost out on 120 grand. because that's just corny. It's not quantifiable. They don't understand that. So just keep it as simple as possible and you'll do fine. But you can also do like, there's just a little bit more like information on this that I've written down. Like, let's say prospect, I need to think about the price, just a little bit more back and forth in case like this one doesn't work. And again, if you want to like pause this, feel free to read up on it, right? So next we have, let me build up some cash. This is pretty much the same thing. I'm not gonna go in depth. Eighth is, now isn't the right time. Again, we talked about this pretty much with the partner one. They're just trying to delay. They don't see the value. We covered this before. So next is, I've tried this before and it didn't work. There's no real way to prevent this. I totally get it. And I'd feel the same way if I was in your position. You just want to make sure you emphasize with them. But what if the real issue wasn't that the strategy didn't work, but it was executed properly? So tell me more what happened so I can see what went wrong, to see if we could even help you, right? You don't want to, again, come off as pushy, desperate, needy, right? And finally, this is quite common as well, I have other calls lined up. I heard this, I think, once or twice, but that really threw me off the first time, right? Obviously, big guy saying like, I got more calls coming right up with your competitors, right? At that point, you could say fuck you and then just leave the call, because that client is probably going to be dog shit to work with. And that's what I would recommend. But if you want to close them for whatever reason, there's a way to do it. So you could say something like, hey, I get it. Exploring options is smart, but let me ask you this. If it's the right fit, like why delay taking the action, right? Like if you value your time, you got 4 calls lined up with the same stuff. If you think this is going to solve your problem today, just why delay taking action, wait a couple days, and then why not implement it today, right? Like, doesn't that make sense, right? And again, most likely I would just avoid these types of clients, because I would much rather work with less clients that are high quality and more clients that are just shit quality. So the dream question is overcoming hesitation. This is just basically like, again, like probably the most common one is just hesitation overall. You could just ask them this simple question like, hey, so here's the real decision. Are you ready to finally take control and achieve your desired outcome? Or do you want to stay exactly where you are, facing the same challenges? The choice isn't about working with us. It's about committing to your own success. I know it sounds corny, but if it's built up well with the other strategy that I mentioned before, it works really well. It works really well, right? And again, just one more, how to handle doubt. Pretty much same as hesitation. You can say, I understand you have doubts, you wouldn't be human, but let me ask you, do you feel like this could work for you? And then again, if they answer, then you can ask them like, why would it though? Or if you just want to close them right away, like, all right, let's find a way to move forward today based on what we discussed, right? So these are super simple, just objections. If you want to defeat these are the rebuttals that we use. Are rebuttal vault for basically most of our offers. Again, but these are not going to work as well if you're not using the strategy which I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So that's the end of the video. If you implement these, you're going to have a unethically high closing rate. So now you have the power to basically close anyone. So use that responsibly, and I'll see you in the next ones. Cheers. Bye.